Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And I just got back from shooting about 4 hours continuously with video. And I had a video rig that I put together that I want to share with you today that absolutely made my job that much easier. And it's surrounding the DJI Ronin RS3 Pro gimbal. I'm telling you, if you're a solo video shooter, a gimbal is a lifesaver. And today I'm going to break down the video rig that I put together using that gimbal right now. Let's go. Hold up, quick interruption. We'll get back to the video in just a second. Now, are you tired of guessing your way through off-camera flash, building your portfolio, working with a model, or struggling to take better portraits in natural light? Yeah, I've been there.
Sign me up, because that's me.
Now is your time to learn from someone who's already made the mistakes so you don't have to. That's why I offer personal mentorship, online or in person. Whether you want to nail your lighting, sharpen your editing, or just want to stop making videos that look like crime scene footage, I got you. You don't have to figure this stuff out alone. Let's get your work looking like you actually meant to do it. Click the link below or head to robertsillphotography.com and let's get to work. Now, back to the video. All right, so right here I have my Ronin RS3 Pro gimbal. And when I bought this gimbal, I think with tax and everything was about $1,000 just for the gimbal alone. I'm gonna break down all the pieces of my video rig. And this is the second time I put together this rig. One was for a wedding that I shot for about, I think it was 6 hours. And then as I mentioned earlier, I just shot for 3 hours continuously using this rig. It absolutely kicked tons of butt for being a solo video shooter. But as I was saying, this gimbal here, if you're gonna get any gimbal, get the best you can afford. Okay, because that means it can handle heavier payloads, it could do more things, and it will last longer. Okay, so anyway, this is the RS3 Pro gimbal, and I'm sure the same thing will apply for the RS4 Pro. Okay, so let's get to it. So for this particular gig, I use the Lumix S5 Mark II right here, which you can see. And I also run with it. The first time I ran with this gimbal rig setup was with the Nikon Z6 Mark III. Okay, so they're both about roughly the same size. I have the 24 to 105 f4 lens right here. It gave me a lot of versatility. And even though the focusing creates like a telescopic situation here, when I'm pushing in and zooming in, not the focus, I mean just the zooming part. If you get a smaller gimbal that handles less total weight capacity, it will absolutely throw off this whole balancing of the gimbal. Now, for me, I didn't have any issues when I was zooming in at 85, 50, and 35. I pretty much floated from 24 to 50, honestly. So I shot at 24, 35, and 50 most of the time. But it didn't throw it off because this could handle a REG camera, a Pixis 6K camera. So a Lumix S5 Mark II, it's like, it's nothing to it, okay? And because I bought a beefier gimbal means I have stronger motors, most importantly. All right, so I have that. Now, I do have a battery in there because to power it using USB-C, you do need a battery. So I had one battery in there. Now I have the camera actually continuously recharging USB-C right from here to the gimbal itself right there. So you can see right here, I have it connected. So therefore, let me turn this puppy around. You can see that it's actually still, it's being powered, and I mean continuously recharged right here. Okay, so that's really, really a cool feature. So if your camera doesn't have USB-C charge, don't get that camera. Okay, it's 2025. So that camera is continuously being charged through the gimbal, but you're like, oh my God, you're gonna kill this battery because here's the battery, it's in the handle. Well, I actually have another USB-C because you can charge this USB-C, the battery handle, but I had that connected to my V-mount battery right there. So you can see the V-mount battery. It's a 99 watt Neewer V-mount battery. I absolutely love it. I have 2 of them. I always bring 2 of them no matter how small the gig is. And there we go. It's really awesome. So now that is recharging the battery on the gimbal, and it's recharging the battery on the camera. Okay. Now here's where it gets even better. Now I have that thing going. Okay. Now I have my monitor. This is the not small rig. This is the Atomos Ninja Go or something. I think it's Shinobi Go or Ninja Go, one of them goes. Okay, I'll leave a link down below for you to check it out. So I have this thing powered, a 5-inch monitor, touch screen and everything. It's really well, it's not touching now, but anyway, it's touch screen. There it is, and waveforms, the whole shebang. It has everything I need, but it's a very thin and lightweight monitor. It's really thin. I know it's hard to see because I have the hood on, but it's only like this thin. I mean, it's super thin. Okay, I have a small rig cage attached to it, so I can put, you know, all these things on there. Okay, whatever accessories I want. And plus, when you buy the hood, you have to buy the hood separately from small rig. It comes with the cage. Okay, again, I'll leave a link down below. So I have the HDMI connected right in the back. I have a dummy HDMI. Now that dummy, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I have the HDMI connected in the back. Let me see if I get this lighting. There you go. You can see the HDMI, and that's connected to the camera right here. Okay. Now from there, with this dummy battery, this is an MPF battery right there. I have that. It's like 25 bucks or something on Amazon. I definitely recommend getting it if you run V-mount, because when I travel or do video gigs, I don't want to have 3 million trillion batteries. I'd rather have a couple of V-mount batteries that powers the entire rig and call it a day. So I have that, and then I use the 8-volt plug right here, and that's what's powering the monitor. So I power the monitor, I power the gimbal right here with the USB-C, and then that powers the gimbal and recharges the camera. So you can see right here, just that one V-mount battery keeps this whole thing running. Now I shot for 3 to 4 hours, and this was the battery I used. And you can see right here, this is the actual battery I used, and it's at 50%. And I powered the monitor, the gimbal, the camera, 0 issues, 50%. Okay, I just put on a fresh battery right there. All right, so that's a testament to this very efficiently powered rig. And yeah, granted, it's not light, I'll give it that, but man, it got the job done. I was getting some great shots and they were super smooth. Okay, so with that said, that is, oh, by the way, let me show you what else I brought with me. Okay, so that's just the rig itself. Of course, I always bring at least 2 batteries. So here is another handle, which I didn't even need to use, but I always bring it nice and charged. Again, USB-C charge right there. And I brought a second V-mount battery. That's a must. Okay, depending on how many hours, I have like 5 V-mount batteries, but in this case, I brought 2 for a 3-hour gig. I didn't even need to look at it. And if you get a V-mount battery nowadays, make sure you have like multiple plugs, a 12-volt, 8-volt, USB-A, USB-C, and you have D-tap on this side right here. Here's a D-tap. Okay, just get it. It's a mini V-mount battery, very compact. If I fit 2 in my camera bag so easily. Okay. As far as Lumix batteries, I actually brought like 6 of them with me, just in case I needed it. Didn't even need it. And of course, this is the DJI Pro case when you get the gimbal, and it comes with all its little knick-knack paddywhack stuff. Now let's look at my camera bag. Now in my camera bag is where I kept all of the accessories. Okay, so I'm nice and lightweight. That's the point. I like a low footprint. I don't want to bring tons of bags and stuff, especially when I'm shooting for events. Okay, so let's open this up. This is the Streetwalker Pro Think Tank bag. I love this bag. It's the most used bag I have, and continuously I just pull this bag out because it could fit everything in here. When I go on a plane, I can deconstruct my video rig, put it all in here, and then reconstruct it later when I land and get to my location. Audio. I always bring two kinds of audio. I have the full aim, I think this is the X6, where it has 4 mics and 1 receiver. So 4 transceivers and then 1 receiver. So it's really, really a cool setup. There you go. Okay, so I bought 4 of these. You never know if one goes down. You just don't know what could happen. This is great. Okay, but do remember, if you're using all 4, it records onto 1 audio track. Okay, but it is super helpful if you have like interviews or more than 2 people, stuff like that. So this is pretty cool. And then I always bring a shotgun mic, and this shotgun mic kicks butt. It's really nice, very affordable, under $200. The XM30, I believe it is, the Kamika, and it's Bluetooth. So you could either you can use a wire to connect it directly to the camera, or you can do Bluetooth shotgunning. Okay, and it isolates pretty well. You get it closer to your subject, of course, but isolates pretty well. But it's Bluetooth, so no wires needed. Okay, so that's pretty awesome. So I bought that, of course. Tons of memory. Gotta get the memory. Always bring extra memory. Here's all the batteries, cleaning stuff like that. And don't forget to bring dead cats. Like, this is one of those accessories, kind of like an ND filter, that you must always bring. Okay, you never know how windy it is. This will save your audio, thus save your video. And last but not least, make sure you bring ND filters. What I did was, since the 24-105 was the zoom lens I used on the gimbal, was a 77mm filter thread, I bought a polarizer. Okay, I bought a circular polarizer and an ND filter, and guess what? It worked like a charm. Why? Because I bought a 50 prime and an 85 prime. Both were 77mm filter threads. Mean I only need to bring 1 polarizer, 1 ND filter for this. That means my bag is that much lighter and I can move that much quicker. Everything fits the same filter. There we go. Okay. Well, that's the breakdown of my video camera rig when I'm using the RS3 Pro gimbal. Again, as I mentioned earlier, if you're a solo video shooter, a gimbal is simply one of the best tools for you out there, even if you're in a team environment. It gives you such buttery smooth footage, even at times when you don't even expect it. Me personally, it's been one of the best investments I have done when it comes to video. Now, granted, there's different kinds. Obviously, I'm using DJI, so I can speak from that perspective, but I have the RS3 Mini as well, and that's really cool. Great for vlogging, that sort of things, not big camera builds, but I love the Pro because you actually get more bang for your buck. It can hold more, and also as you increase in maybe camera like quality or heavier cameras or bigger rigs and setups, that gimbal, a gimbal like this or the RS4 Pro, is going to be able to keep up, and it's a beast. Either way, it worked out so well for me that I just wanted to make this quick video. I hope you learned something about it. I'm gonna leave links down below for you to check out all the gear, of course. If you have any comment, post them down below. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like, that share, that subscribe, and yes, until next time, keep shooting and stay creative.